Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly segment of Seacoast Hockey Officials. What the hell are we doing? So, in this episode, you'll see in here an altercation in front of the net. Well, I like some of the stuff. It's the aftermath and what we finalize on the game sheet. So, let's go through this. Stretch pass here. We glide in. All right, everybody. We just saw the entire thing live. Let's stop it in certain locations because I feel like a lot of us have these situations and we still don't know how to fully handle them. So let's stop it in certain locations where we can help give you some tools to make your lives easier in handling these situations moving forward. First things first, our positioning. We got to remember when we're R1 in the end zone here, obviously our job always is player safety. But most importantly, when you're R1, your job is the puck and making sure that if that puck goes in the net or not. So when we have a play close in front of the net where the player with the possession of the puck is literally on top of the goalie in the crease and we have a multiple rebound situation, we can't be hanging down in the corner anymore. We got to be taking two hard strides and getting to the net. It's a lot easier to have presence and to sell a call being on top of the net saying that the puck crossed the goal line versus in the corner trying to see through three people. So that's our first issue here. If we're here behind the net in this location as well, we're already being able to notify number 8 to play smart, and he can see you, so he's probably going to think twice before doing what he does. On top of that, the net comes off base off of number 8, pushing the black player into the net. I believe it's number 26 here. Here he shoves him into the net. And then he throws the body check. The body check's thrown, and we have no arm up from R1. We have no arm up from R2. So as of right now, no one knows if there's any penalties on this play. We're just blowing our whistles. And while it's great that we're blowing our whistles because it helps presence, we're not giving proper communications to these players to let them know what is happening right now, what are our thoughts, what are our ideas, getting people on the same page with us. So number 8 just completely destroys this player while the puck was loose. And we don't have an arm up right now. We're now going to see Blue here. He's going to throw a couple haymakers. 1, 2. So him and the number 26 are going to, or 59, excuse me, are going to wrestle around for a minute. But the bigger issue here is us standing here. We got to get in between those two guys. That's an easy situation to get in there, separate them, and let's move on. While I appreciate R2 here, who's now hanging on the net, communicating, telling everybody enough, you're going to get games. It's all well and good. I think we have a safe opportunity to get in between these players and break it up. And now tell everybody else to get away and get to their benches. Otherwise, additional minors are going to be assessed. Now that we've seen the whole play, here's what we need to take out of this, guys. Because we're finding ourselves taking way too long assessing penalties in these situations. At the max, we should be calling 3 or 5 people. We're never evening up a situation here because it didn't take 2 people, at the same time coinciding starting this altercation. Everything started on here because of blue. So our first mindset in this is blue, no matter what, is going down. Black will have a power play. The only way you're washing that out is if after everything, black does something else stupid where you now even it up. At this time, blue's going down. Has to go down. Otherwise, what message are we sending to these teams? If we even this up, we're telling both teams what happened is normal and we can move on. There's no repercussions for this. So right now I have 8 blue for a body check. I have 18. Depending on what you want to do, you could really go 5 in game for fighting because he punches them. You can go 2 and 10. It all depends. It's all game management, right? Which is why it's so important to know what the score is, know what period we're in, and how much time's left in the game. So we currently have a second period situation. It's a 2-1 game. It's close. I'll be honest, I haven't been part of this game. I haven't really watched the whole thing, so I don't know what the level of intensity is. On a scale of 1 to 10, are we currently at a 5, a 6? Or has this been kind of back and forth, whacking physicality? Do we need to send a message? These are all factors you guys need to think about while you're going to assess these calls. Do I need to do something deep and heavy here to make everybody think about doing something, in the next period and a half? Can I just get away with calling a 2 and a 10 on 18 and tell them, I'm doing you a favor because you constantly whacked him in the head? These are all things you have in the back pocket here. You have all these cards, up your sleeve. Utilize them the way you need to keep the game moving and keep these players thinking that you're here to help them out. So again, right now, let's just say hypothetically, without seeing the first period and, the first half of the second period, let's just say nothing else has really gone on. It's been a really close game, hard battles, but nothing crazy where a lot of penalties are being called. If I'm in these guys' situation right now, I got 8 blue. He's getting 2 for a body check. I got 18 blue. He's getting 2 and a 10 for roughing and an unsportsmanlike. And I'm letting him know when he gets into the box, if he's bitching, I could go 5 in a game for you constantly hitting the guy in the face. So why don't you take the 2 and 10 and think about it? I think that shuts him up. And you take 59 black because he grabbed 18 and they both were jostling with one another behind the net. So now at the end of the day, you got 2 minutes on 18, you got 2 minutes on 59, you got the extra 10 on 18 for whacking the guy in the head. Those even out. And now you have 8 blue with a 2-minute minor for body checking. That's the only penalty that goes up on the board. That's simple stuff that we need to start thinking. That's got to be quick in our minds. All right? That's literally, I understand it took me a long time to explain it because we're teaching here. But those are the things that should come instantly in your mind within 5-10 seconds after seeing exactly what developed. Find the person that caused the fire. Find 2 extra people if you need to, and we move forward. At the end of the day, find a way to give that one team the power play and the team that started it to go down for at least 2 minutes. So let's move forward to see what they called. Eight blue still down here, by the way. So we got 18, as I shared, he threw a couple haymakers. We got 59 who grabbed 18 behind the net at the end. And they both kind of grabbed and jostled. Here's number 8. He's now going straight to his bench. Referee hasn't issued anything to him yet. I'm going to try to show both the scoreboard and them. So now they're discussing. I have not yet had an opportunity to speak with the referee, so I don't know exactly what was said here. But the fact, and you'll understand in a second, why I'm concerned I didn't receive anything. So currently we have 2 minutes up on each side. We're bringing the play back down, which I'm happy about. I think play should have been here. Blue 8 knocked the net off by pushing the player from the black team into the net. And now we've added a 5-minute penalty on the board. And we've added it to the guest, so that's blue. We still got R2 up at the referee's crease trying to assess penalties. R1's blowing his whistle, thinking it's time to drop the puck. Luckily pays attention, doesn't drop it. So before we drop this puck, let's try to figure out what's being called here, because this is such a head scratcher. We now have 2 minutes up on both sides. We have a 5-minute penalty on the clock. And somehow we're about to drop the puck on a 4-on-4. Just so you all understand, both of these guys have been part of Seacoast for at least 5 years. I'm lost for words. I don't know what is going on. You have a guy from each side in the box. I don't even know how we come up with this. Why is there no one else in the box? Why did no one leave the rink? If we're calling a 5, we're calling a game misconduct. But let's show what was called. So in this game, second period, the 14-minute mark, we only have 2 penalties on here. We have 59 from the Rebels, the black team, 2 minutes for roughing, and then 18 for the Scorpions, the blue team, 5-minute major for high sticking. I have no idea. I mean, we had 2 minutes up on the board, and then we added a 5. So was the 2 a mistake and was not supposed to be added on the Scorpion side? Was it supposed to be 5 and a 2? If that's the case, okay, where's the game misconduct for high sticking on Matt Marchand? Why is he still in the game? Why did Seacoast never receive an incident report? Why did Jared Matrano not receive a text message at the end of the game? These are all basic protocols that we have been sharing night in and night out, at least once a month. The protocols are in the Documents tab. There is nothing in this rulebook or any rulebook that we work with that allows you to call a 5-minute major standalone for high sticking. We purposely set up the rulebooks with our clients to use the USA framework of the structure to make your lives easier. And not for nothing, all you got to do is go to usahockeyrulebook.com and you have every rule right here. Have the scorekeeper set it up on their laptop. They should have Wi-Fi. I mean, and it's all in alphabetical order. High stick. You can call a minor. You can call a major plus game misconduct. You can call a match penalty. There's nothing here that shares a standalone major. And not for nothing, but where did 18 high stick someone? I mean, there's no high stick. There's a punch. So good. You can go for 5 in a game for fighting. 2 punches. $18 never does a high stick. So how do we get a high sticking major out of this? Guys, these are the silly nonsense things that we're going to keep finding and start blasting out to everybody to see. This is just complete nonsense. this I think was completely avoidable if we just showed greater presence. I think, if we utilize the rulebook to our advantage and we call what we need to call, I think we look a lot better here. Um, not a lot more to say here. This is just silliness that's going to be blasted moving forward until we all decide we want to utilize the rulebook and keep paying attention to these videos that we're going to start sharing on a normal basis. So the key points to take out of this: presence, R1. If the puck's near the net, near the referee, not the referee's crease, but the goalie's crease, crash the net. Have presence for situations like this, especially. If we can get in between players, get in between players. Let's not watch it. It looks bad. If there's a way to get in between, please do. And if we see this stuff and we're not going to get in between the players and we're watching like we are, at least come up with something good here for penalties. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And the fact that we didn't even know about it and we found out because we were randomly looking at video is the worst part out of all of this. Feel free to write any comments down below. If you haven't followed Seacoast yet on YouTube, please do. It'll help us with the growth and getting this out to everybody on a daily basis. But ask questions. Feel free to share comments, what you see, what you think. Let's talk about this. But let's make sure we all understand at the end of the day that the PPHL rulebook is in the Documents tab within Horizon under the PPHL folder. The USAHockeyRulebook.com is your best friend. I believe they still have the app for it on your phones that you can have access to. And we got to remember, anytime we remove a player from the game, whether it's the 3 penalty rule, which is a game ejection, if we remove someone for a 5 in game, or remove someone for a game misconduct standalone or a match penalty, you got to text me. Before you leave the rink, shoot me a text. Let me know what's going on so I can prepare for it. And you got to file an incident report on Horizon. These are things that need to happen. These are the basic protocols. This is what we get paid for as officials. So let's make sure that we start getting this going. Let's get on the same page, and let's move forward on a positive note.